Hello, students, and welcome to English class. I'm your English teacher, Mr. Oza, and it's time for us to work on classwork number 86. The novel we are reading here in term 4 is Siddhartha, and the author is Mr. Hermann Hesse. Today we're going to look at chapter 12, the final chapter of this novel, and it's called Govinda. Same instructions from the rest of the unit. Thanks for doing your predictions and questions already. Thank you for watching this video. Next step after this video is to read the chapter. PDF is linked in your Google Doc. Then you're going to write down 2 main ideas in that Google Doc. You're going to write your own questions, 2 of them to be exact. You're going to answer those 2 questions as well. Don't forget that. And then you're going to do 1 open response question in which you're going to quote the novel, or quote anything else, but the easy thing to do would be to just use a quote from the novel as evidence to support your response. So here we go. Let's take a look at those 4 pictures, and I'll give you a quick preview for what we're going to see in this final chapter. First picture, we've got Siddhartha over here, and we've got Govinda over here. Look at how old they have become. They are probably in their 80s now. And so we have truly seen, their entire lives, at least a good chunk of them from roughly age 18 all the way up to age 80, 85, 90. We don't get exact numbers from the novel, so based on the movie, you be the judge. I think there's something like 85 years old. So again, here's Govinda, a follower of Gautama the Buddha, and here is Siddhartha, the old ferryman by the river. And so basically Govinda wanders over to go see Siddhartha. He's heard rumors of this enlightened ferryman, this very, peaceful and kind of wise old ferryman. And he realizes, hey, that's my boy. That's my old friend from back in the day. That's Siddhartha. And so all of these rumors about this almost mystical character, this very, very wise, intelligent ferryman, who's got all kinds of wisdom, Govinda's like, oh, go figure. That's Siddhartha. That's really cool. So the chapter is essentially a conversation between the 2 of them. Govinda is wondering, what can I learn from you, Siddhartha? What more can I learn from you? Teach me your ways, basically. And Siddhartha starts giving him some life advice, and that's essentially the meat of the chapter. One of the things that he talks about is knowledge. What is knowledge? Stuff that you can learn from somebody else, stuff that you can learn from a book, stuff that you can learn from a teacher. You can learn facts and information and really interesting stuff that you really care about. You can learn all kinds of things from, watching videos, reading books, learning from teachers, and just acquiring all kinds of knowledge. For the most part, knowledge is free. You can access knowledge without any cost. And so Siddhartha says acquiring knowledge is very important. But acquiring knowledge is very different than acquiring wisdom. Wisdom is when you take that knowledge and you go out and you do something with it. Wisdom is when you learn from your own experience. Right? So I can learn, to give you a kind of casual example, when it comes to knowledge, I can learn how to dribble a basketball. I can read about it. I can watch other people playing basketball. I can read the history of the sport. I can read the rules. I can do all kinds of learning when it comes to my favorite game of basketball, right? That's acquiring knowledge. But I have not achieved wisdom, or I have not gained any wisdom until I've actually gone out there on the court and done it myself, right? Then you become wise. Then you acquire wisdom. When you take your knowledge and you go out in the world and you go do something. Wisdom is when you're able to learn from your actual experiences that you have in life. So that is one of the main ideas that Siddhartha is trying to teach Govinda here in this chapter. You want to acquire as much knowledge as possible, but in order to become wise, in order to be a person who has wisdom, you have to take that knowledge and then go do something. Anything. Go do something that you enjoy. Then you will become a wise person, or a person filled with wisdom. Next picture is a stone, and this will make a lot more sense when you read the chapter, but basically Siddhartha says, when it comes to religion or spirituality, it doesn't matter what you worship. You could worship a stone. You can find anything in nature, in life, out in the world to aim your spiritual energy at. For a lot of people, that's a god. For some people, that's many gods. Whatever it is, Siddhartha, he picks up a stone and he says, you know what? I can worship this stone. This stone is everything to me. And as long as my priorities are in the right place, as long as my heart is in the right place, as long as I'm going out there seeking knowledge, experiencing wisdom, as long as I have balance in my life, then everything's going to be cool. Whatever your spiritual energy is aimed at, it doesn't really matter. For some of us, it's God. For some of us, it's something else. For some of us, we can look at a stone and say, I'm spiritual, I worship the stone. He says it in kind of a joking manner, but he's trying to make the point that it doesn't matter what religion you are, as long as you have some sort of spiritual balance within you. I think that's a really cool point that Siddhartha brings up. Nice little metaphor there. So, final time, I will give you these instructions. You already know the drill. Read the chapter. PDF is in the document. 2 main ideas. Write them down in the Google Doc. Come up with your own questions, and don't forget to answer them as well. A level 1 question and a level 2 question. Make sure that you watch the video on level 1 and 2 questions if you need that extra help. And then in your open response, look at the rubric and use a quote from the novel to support your answer. That rubric, I'm telling you, it's pretty simple. 3 rows. Just follow those directions and you'll be all set. All right, some good stuff in the chapter today, some good philosophy, some good life lessons. I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed this book. There are some interesting notes in the Google Doc for today's assignment where I give you basically my 6 steps towards achieving enlightenment. 6 steps for finding your path in life. And I hope you take a look at those and I hope you find them interesting and useful. So as always, everybody, thanks for watching and I hope that you have a great class.